Welcome aboard. It's Captain G to Global War 85's Turning Point 3.3 Soviet Global. One thing is my board is not up to date with Flak 88's NATO Turn 3.2. I have some commitments that cause me to record mine before I get a chance to watch his and update it. But we are in the pre-war phase, and our turns, while they inform each other, they're not dependent on each other. So we're going to go ahead and proceed. And with that, we are going to start with, in the planning phase, one dice roll, similar to what the U.S. rolled for India-Pakistan on their turn last time, where I believe he resolved some of the confusion from my poorly coordinated attacks. The 3 casualties, he was able to roll a 3 or less, or 3 dice at 11 or more, and he missed. The Indians only get 1 die at 11 or more for the nuclear release because they only had the 1 casualty. All right, so we are looking for 11 or 12. We got a 10. So they got right up to the edge, but then someone said, yeah, we're not going to push the nuclear button. All right, so let's move over into tech, already pre-staged here. We are going for PGMs. We're going for AMD. We're going for computers. This is chemical warfare. We're on stage 2. And this is Top Gun. We start on stage 2. We hit it last time, so we're at stage 3. So those are the 5 techs. Everything needs an 8 or more except the white dice. Top Gun. Top Gun. I keep saying ASF, but it's Top Gun. Top Gun only needs a 7 or more. Oh, we continue to get low dice on this, which is killing me. Low dice on that. 7 is just, all right, so black is chem, so we move to stage 3 of chem, and white is Top Gun, so that completes our Top Gun. I'm going to leave my buys unchanged, but that will certainly inform future buying decisions. All right, let's go to our purchases. I'm going to move you here because we do have a lot of activity. I said we were still in pre-war, but by that I mean only the beginning part of this turn. So we come in with 37 IPP, and the Soviets are spending 5 to complete their supercarrier, 5 to start a guided missile cruiser, 4 to start a heavy aircraft cruiser, 3 to start and finish a frigate, 6 to upgrade the minor shipyard in North Russia to a major, 8 for 2 mechanized infantry, and then 7 for an attack bomber for India as military aid. And again, we established last time that India has a military aid arms sale value of 4. So 11 minus 4 is 7. All right, so that completes all of the planning. Let's go into combat. We do have several combats, combat actions, combat moves. I'm going to introduce them all, and then we will prosecute them individually. Number 1 here, black dice for the border war. India is going to do another round. We don't have nuclear release, nor does Pakistan. So it'll be all of the units, except for the Navy and the ASW helicopter, against the Pakistan units. Okay, so that's attack 1. Red here is a blockade action. So this is combat movement, but not combat. So from I-5, this diesel-electric submarine, is moving 1, 2, 3. And from I-4, this nuclear attack submarine is moving 1, 2. And those two submarines are declaring a blockade of this port in Pakistan. So Warsaw Pact and the Soviet Union have an ability to declare blockades without declaring war on the minor faction. On the U.S. turn, Pakistan will have an opportunity to basically attack these subs to clear this port if they wish. They don't have to. They can stay where they are. But no other naval units can move into or through the sea zone because it's under blockade, whether they're a major power or a minor power, and nothing else can be sent or delivered to this port for military aid. So if the U.S. wants to send something to Pakistan and this is still blockaded, they have to use the airbase up here in North Pakistan, whatever it's really called, North Pakistan, where the fighter is. So that means they could send infantry class units or aircraft, fixed wing aircraft. Okay, so that's the border attack we declared. We pretty much resolved that. It's not a combat resolution, combat movement. Down here in A48, this ASW helicopter is going on ASW patrol, and that is also a combat movement. And then the Soviets are declaring war. So let me unzoom you and lift you up a little bit, and then perhaps zoom you in, because there's going to be a lot of moving pieces, and we're going to be in the extreme end of the map. So I'm going to come around to the other side, which is why I'm using the microphone again. Hopefully I charged everything. If this is staticky, then I won't do this a third time. I'll just yell at the camera across the way. So the Soviets are fed up with the Scandinavians trying to smuggle arms to Austria to undermine the Warsaw Pact peaceful occupation of Austria. So we are declaring war on Finland and Sweden and conducting 3 attacks. South Finland is 1, Götaland is 2, and Svealand is 3. I've paired those 3 attacks up with these 3 task force markers. I will use these markers to represent both the defending and the attacking forces. I will move these units from their starting locations, their garrison locations, and their launching points into which battle they're participating, and then we'll bring these 3 task force markers over to the dice trays to roll for the resolution. And I just want to make sure that you can see. Yes, you can see everything. Okay. So attack number 1 is here in South Finland. So Soviet rocket forces out of Leningrad. So the Leningrad garrison is this task force marker. And I'm going to be moving some units from Leningrad over into southern Finland. Those units include from here to here are 1 artillery, and I'll be using Chem, so he'll be rolling 2 dice at 3, inspired by the success of the Austrians. And again, because my turn is going parallel with NATO's, in case Flak Idiot doesn't address it, when Warsaw Pact conducted their attack of Austria, they declared Chem, but they forgot to roll the double dice. You don't double dice rocket artillery, which I'm also sending, because rocket artillery cannot use Chem, but the Warsaw Pact used field artillery and self-propelled artillery, but they only rolled 1 set of dice. You use 2 dice for Chem. All right, so those artillery, as well as out of the Moscow military district, moving 1, 2, 4 mechanized infantry units. 4 mechanized infantry. Let me just confirm. 4 mechs, 1 artillery, 1 rocket artillery, and the backfire bomber currently up here in Murmansk. We're going to send 1 regiment, flying 1, 2, to do carpet bombing. So that's all of Attack 1 on this task force, the rocket forces. Attack 2 in Götaland, we're using the Marine symbol. This naval task force, with the exception of the diesel-electric submarines, is going to move 1, 2. They're going to move to A12, A14, then back to A12. So this task force, 1, 2, 3, will be conducting an amphibious assault into Götaland from A12. So here is the amphibious task force for Battle 2. I already have placed on the task force marker the battle cruiser and the 2 cruisers. They will be firing shore bombardment because the amphibious assault craft for both task forces, here's the other one, moment of panic, will be carrying 3 Marines, 1, 2, 3 Marines, and they'll be bringing from Leningrad an MBT, but the MBT won't be able to disembark until round 2, as long as at least 1 of the 3 Marines survive any defense of the 2 light infantry. So we're pretty good there. I'm also sending 1 ASF, 1, 2, just in case Sweden decided to get tricky and scramble their fighter into this battle. I am sending the fighter in Baltic states, 1, 2. Okay. So an ASF, who will retire now because he has no targets. A fighter that was flying air superiority, but there are no targets, so it'll default to this. 1 attack helicopter from the Baltic states, flying 1, 2, and will combat land in Götaland. 3 Marines, an MBT. Yep, okay. So that's all of Battle 2. Battle 3, Svealand. So coming out of Murmansk garrison, blitzing through North Finland, which actually, I'm thinking about it, I may have done this wrong, because North Finland will surrender when South Finland, if and when South Finland surrenders. However, I am blitzing forces into this attack through that. So in actuality, the paramilitary that pops up there, I'm glad I'm catching this now. I wish I'd caught it before, quite frankly. But they get to defend. So I am going to have to roll a precursor battle, and the Finns will get 1 paramilitary shot, and I have 2 next-gen MBTs and 3 mechs that are blitzing through here into this zone. Also, the major airbase in Leningrad and the major airbase in Murmansk are both firing cruise missiles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 into Svealand. So I have 2 first strike cruise missiles going into this battle, not this one. That threw me. Okay. What else is going into there? So all of my airborne are dropping throughout Svealand. So 1, 2, 3. And then out of Leningrad itself, I have 2 regiments of airborne, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So I'm going to add 3 airborne up here with the mechs. And then out of Murmansk,